here we are today in my backyard with Jody and Jenna, and we are in a place that doesn't look like my backyard. Jenna, what is this?
This is, currently we're sitting in that newly renovated Hannah Grimes Center for Entrepreneurship, and we're here today talking to Michael Faber, who is it the manager?
The general manager.
The general manager of the Monadnock Community Market, which will be opening in Keene in 2012. So we're here today to talk a little bit more about the marketplace, what it is, how the whole thing started, where it will be, all these questions that I know people have been asking me as soon as they found out we were doing a show. Oh, tell me all these things. And I didn't have the answers, so Michael can give us some of those answers as to how this all got started.
Yeah, definitely. Just a lot of it stems from just people that live for Keene for years have been saying to themselves, we want a food co-op here. And many of them find themselves driving all the way to Brattleboro to purchase their goods, and it's a long way to travel, and we could have a store right here in Keene. It's really the people who have started this initiative, and so we're as excited as everybody is to really see this happen.
And where will this be? This will be, I know it's somewhere near the railroad land, right? There's a sign up. I'm trying to sort of place it for the viewers as to where this will be located.
Yeah, it'll be off of Railroad Square, right opposite Nicola's Restaurant in Keene.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, the big empty space.
Yeah, right now there's a
parking area.
Yeah, with a nice orange fencing around it.
But that's the location. And these pamphlets, a lot of people have probably seen them around town, and this is how you can get involved right now. Right?
That's right. We're actively recruiting people to join the co-op. I mean, the way this store happens is from members in the community coming together, deciding they want to be a part of it, and joining, which in essence, become a member and also otherwise known as an owner of the store. And that's the ownership of this store. It's a cooperatively owned store. And it's the members that come together that put equity in to make this capital happen, help capitalize it.
And now how many members are you looking for just for opening? I mean, I know it's sort of, an endless list of membership in the sense of you don't cap it anywhere, right? You say, if you want to join, you may. It's not like you can only have a certain number of members, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Our goal for opening is to have 1,000 members, and we're making good progress. We already have roughly 835 members in the community who have already joined.
So as of this taping, that's great.
Yeah.
More. So it's not that many more. I think it's certainly something where families can join, and you can pay in installments, correct? So you don't have to have it all right up front.
That's right.
And then the benefits that you get from being a member are that you get, do you get a percentage off? Is that as part of it, a discount as a member once the store is open of your purchases? Is that part of being a member of a co-op?
It's somewhat close to that. There's a patronage rebate system where once a lot of stores over the years have transitioned to this patronage rebate model, where once the store knows what its profits are for the year, they will then redistribute a portion of that back to members in the form of a patronage rebate versus giving out the discount throughout the year, not knowing whether there'll be a profit to actually give out.
That makes sense.
And that's important for us as a startup because we expect over the first couple or few years that it'll be difficult for us to make much money, and consequently we're not anticipate being able to distribute a patronage rebate. Having said that, there are a bunch of other great reasons to join. We will have member appreciation days where members will get discounts on all their purchases throughout the store. There'll be events in the store, workshops where members will get discounts. We'll have a mailed newsletter that will go out to members.
Well, and not to mention, when you talk about Monadnock region, I just think of such a sense of community within that are patrons of this kind of a store. I think about the community of hiking folks that I know throughout the White Mountains and down in this region. And this, by joining a member of this, you're really joining a community of like-minded folks. When I think about that, and I think about, the people that I know in the community that have already joined, the people that will soon join, like myself. And it's such an exciting opportunity to think of a center for that kind of healthy living, healthy lifestyle, local foods. And as I say that, I'm looking here right in front of us. I don't know if you can all see them, but right in front of us are the architect's plans for the co-op. So maybe you can tell us a little more about what's planned, how big it will be. what kind of areas will be in the store.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to your last point real quick, I mean, this is, in my opinion, the best example of a community-owned store where the community members have really come together to make this store happen.
And you can volunteer. That's what I read on the brochure, is that you can become a volunteer so you can become even more connected.
That's right. We have, I mean, especially during the startup phase,
Right.
there's a bunch of opportunities for people to help
Yeah.
out.
That's great.
So
what do we have?
yeah, we can take a quick walk through it, but one of the things that you'll walk into in the new store is a huge, really nicely presented produce department that'll feature a lot of local and a lot of organic produce.
Excellent.
And then as you walk through a little bit farther, you come into the dairy section, and also soon thereafter, we're going to have a full-service meat and seafood counter.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
which would
exciting.
be
Will you
awesome.
have
That's really
sushi
exciting.
and things like that, do you think? Or
Eventually,
maybe?
I
Yeah.
would say, yeah. I mean, that's usually an item that we would source from outside and bring in and have as part of our grab-and-go deli items. So I would expect definitely. But the service meat will be a real feature for the store, and once again, it'll feature a lot of the local farms and
Well, and
local
that's
producers.
so hard to find. What I find is that during the summer months when we have our great farmers market here in Keene, I can get some chicken and some beef and things that are locally raised. But then it becomes winter, and we're sort of stuck. It's hard to find that locally raised meat in the wintertime. So it's so exciting to think that soon, right near my house, I could ride my bike down and
Right.
this time next year maybe.
And the
Crossing
other
all
thing
fingers.
is that you'd have everything there. You
Right.
don't have to have just your meat or just your vegetables. You'll
Exactly.
have everything all in one location.
Right. I could get my flax seeds, Jody.
But moving through the back of the store, there's a bunch of deli areas here. There's a made-to-order sandwich area, as well as a grab-and-go deli case. And then there'll be a large self-service salad bar, a hot foods bar, soup wells. So there is going to be a
So we
huge
could come,
selection
I
of
could
deli
bike down
items.
with my kids, have lunch, it
Yeah.
sounds like. This is the kind of, when I think about going to Brattleboro to their co-op, I often think about going in, doing some shopping, and having lunch before we head back to Keene. This could be the bike down, have lunch. I think I see some
Yeah.
tables on here.
Yeah, I see indoor and outdoor seating.
Yeah,
Right, so
exactly.
that would be
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, when you kind of circle around the store here, and you get through all the deli areas back here, then yeah, like you said, there's all the indoor seating and the outdoor seating.
Question. Just have to ask a quick question from someone who is married to a micro-brewed beer lover.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to have a section of that sort of thing, or are you not serving any?
Right here, yeah, right there. There's
Okay.
going to be, let's see, 3, 6, 8 doors of
Okay.
really good locally brewed
Wonderful.
beers.
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, which I'm a proud supporter of.
So it really is one stop. It really, I mean, it really is. You could plan a whole dinner, a whole event, and come and do all your shopping right here, and know that you're supporting the local community at the same time.
So this is the main entrance here, Michael?
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
This will be the front of the building. They'll be facing the parking lot. The parking will be out front here.
Yeah. And so this is all glass in the
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I have
yeah.
to ask a silly question. Maybe I should know this. Where of the actual front of the building, if I'm thinking of the location where it is it fronting on like towards Nicola's?
No, the front will actually be opposite
Oh.
Nicola's.
Okay.
It'll be facing that parking lot that's out there.
Okay, that helps me. All right.
Okay.
And then when we look along here, this is all the sections that we looked at. You walk in, produce, I believe, is on this side.
Exactly.
Okay.
This would be the produce. There'll be a lot of natural light coming in here. I think this is, if I remember correctly, pretty much facing south, so it'll
Oh, that's nice.
get some good light in there.
And then if we move up here, you can see a different view. This is the building. Nicola's is in the bottom. Is that I think that's correct.
Yeah.
And there's a wall that's been built here, that's currently there right now. And these two posts are there right now as well.
Yep, and I think even you can see the little guy on the bike here on the wall. I don't know how well it'll show up on the film, but I'm pretty sure that this is actually denoted through the bike path going through there as well, which
Okay.
would be really neat.
Yeah, it's going to be like your own little community.
This area is going to be transformed when it's all
Yeah.
said and
It
done.
really
It's
will
going to be
be.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
so exciting to think, you can have great food, some exercise. I mean, look at this, it's going to be a completely different look down there. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Well, it looks so much better already.
Yeah.
I mean, just having Southwest Community Services in there, and then the Marriott and Nicola's, and any other buildings that they're planning to have in.
And from
what they've got already.
And from the look of this, it's going to tie the whole thing together
yeah.
with the building this is the building that's already here, and then this will be your building, correct, on this side.
Exactly.
And that'll tie together beautifully.
Right. Right.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Keene's pretty lucky. Yeah, and there's been a lot of community planning on this too. I mean, it's not just the marketplace or just
Southwest Community
Hannah Grimes.
Services, right?
Yeah, I mean, there has been such a collaboration again on all of these buildings coming into existence.
Yeah, the Monadnock Economic Development Corporation, who's one of our partners on the project, has really been behind a lot of the redevelopment in this area.
Right,
It's,
right.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, yeah, because a few years ago back there, you kind of wondered what are they going to do with this, and I'm glad that they've gotten to this point. So.
Now, do you have any sort of sense at this point of, any ideas of looking forward in terms of, where you'd like to be in a couple of years' time? Will it be, yourself and X number of employees, and then will you add on different foods as you see how things are going? Is that how it works in this business? You sort of say, okay, this is doing well, so maybe we add sushi, or this is not doing so well, we'll take that out. Do you have any sense when you look forward of, a couple of years from now, what would you ideally like to see downtown?
For starters, we're anticipating from an employee base to have roughly 27 full-time staff and about 30 part-time staff. So it's a
good sized staff.
Yeah,
It is a
it'll be
good-sized staff,
a big employment base for the town, which will be really great. And then kind of looking ahead to the store, I think one of the areas that we'll really work to improve upon from year to year is really just expanding upon the availability and the source. I mean, product. I mean, we really hope that when you come in the first day, our goal is to make that store look like it'll, the way it should look, in year
Right.
5, so that we really
So it's
start off
completely-
great.
Yeah, I guess you're right in the sense of when you walk, you want it to, you've designed it for, a very long haul in the sense of, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing so many well thought out plans here between, different offices for your staff members, presentation areas, things like that. And I can definitely see how eventually this will be we won't remember what we did without it.
Yeah,
Right.
it'll be a great asset. And just a little bit more on the product side of things. If you think about whether it's a produce supplier or a meat supplier, we'll be looking to purchase as much goods as we possibly can from these growers, and it's more than likely that in some cases it'll take them some time to be able to ramp up production in order to meet our needs.
Right.
I can see that, definitely. Would there be any possibility with farmers? Now we have our Keene Farmers Market. Have you had any conversations with them about maybe holding that a little closer to your market? Because I can see, you have some great outdoor space. Or will it kind of remain two separate entities?
I haven't had any conversations with them yet. Co-ops across the country have a real record of partnering with farmers markets and sponsoring farmers markets. So, yeah, to what extent that they would like to work with us.
See how that develops. And,
Yeah, I don't, to be honest with you, having not seen all the parking and the traffic patterns will work out. It's hard for me to know for sure whether we would be a good site for a farmer's market. If so, we would absolutely love to host it. It would be a great match. If not, we'd love to try to support it in other ways.
Yeah, because it will really change the dynamics of that area down by Railroad Street. So it is hard to envision without the building there.
Yeah.
It's really funny being a person that has grown up in Keene to see the changes that have happened in that site, because that's from manufacturing and all kinds of things to nothing. Everything was torn down. And now to have something vibrant like this coming to downtown, everybody must be very excited, especially the people that live in the downtown area, off Marlborough Street or off Roxbury Street, or even any that's in the community. But this is such a thing to be able to walk.
I just have to
where you need
mention,
something.
in terms of the changes, when we first moved to Keene, I moved to Keene 10 years ago, and at that time I had just one baby, and now I have 2 kids that are 8 and 10. And when I think about when they were really small and we would come down one bike path, and then one year we came down and everything was demolished from, I think it was Water Street beyond, and we couldn't get downtown anymore. We had to off-road it, like we call it off-roading. Now they've completed that bike path. Now we have the new hotel there. We've got Nicola's. We've got all these different things coming there. It's really changed the whole idea of our downtown bike rides. We come right down the bike path, and to think that this will soon be a great destination for us.
Right. And what you mentioned about the bike path, that's a really great idea, because when I had my son, which was even longer ago, but we'd have to go right on the highway, on the sidewalk or on the road to get any place that we have to go. And now we have the bike, we'll have that new crossover bridge, so that'll make it even easier for people to try from West Keene, which has become a great place with the water and all the different things that are happening out there. So people will be able to take their bikes and take a trip down to the store and do all of their shopping, and then spend some time downtown too.
Yep.
It'll be more. I almost looked at it as a destination, because
I think it is.
when I go to Brattleboro,
That's
I
my
go
destination.
over. That's right. I go to Brattleboro
Yeah.
because I want to go to the co-op, and I love the food that they have there. But to have something like this in my backyard, this is just wonderful.
Yeah, it's great.
I think it's a win also for the other local businesses
Yeah.
in town, the ones, the small independents that line our
Right.
main street that are, important. We'll be driving traffic down through that downtown area.
think you're right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's
That's
so
really
many,
great.
I feel like there's so many more restaurants that are opening up along that main street right now. And this will just be another, great thing to pull people more into the center of our community.
Well, I'm ready to sign up. So there's my.
Wow.
Yes. So
Great.
I'm now. Hopefully, if they'll accept me, I'll be a member, and I'll be very interested to volunteer, because this is the kind of thing that I would enjoy doing if you guys do have opportunities. And
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure that there's a lot of other people out there that have been just like me, putting it off. I've heard so much about the market and everything that you guys are going to do, but wasn't quite sure if I was ready to jump in. Just needed a reason to.
Now, with that in mind, how if folks are watching this and they'd like to become a member, how do they, is there a website they can go to? Is there a phone number they can call? Like, what's the best way, other than picking up one of these handy dandy brochures?
Yeah, and we do have, the brochures are available at a bunch of the businesses in town, but outside of that, please go to our website, which is monadnockcommunitymarket.com. And all the contact information is there, and you can actually join right online. We've made it really simple.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now, if they wanted to stop by, can they stop by at the Hannah Grimes Center?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love having visitors. This
Yeah.
is actually a change for me, coming from a store that had 40 employees. So now I'm a single employee in an office here. So I love visitors. Please come down and pay me a visit. Talk about the food co-op. It's something that really excites me. I'm in Suite 109 in the Hannah Grimes Center.
Downstairs. So
Yeah.
you have to know the entrance. The entrance is towards the back of what we would consider the front entrance for most people. It's the entrance near the parking garage.
That's
Correct?
right.
Right.
Yep.
And it's the newly renovated, beautiful facility here. It's wonderful. They've got little incubator rooms all around that people can use. So
And they've got spaces available.
Yeah.
So if you know somebody who's interested in starting a small business, it's a great place to do it.
So we maybe have gone ahead of us and looked at all these things. What has Hannah Grimes been able to do for you? Have they been able to give you just a space, or have they been able to offer suggestions? Have you been in any roundtables? What has happened with the center?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great resource for us. They've provided a lot of things that you described. There's not only do we have an office space, but there's a large printer that has all different types of capabilities that's shared amongst all the offices here, as well as there's showers, there's a kitchen space, there's this meeting room here where we get to take advantage of, and then there are opportunities for professional development, there's trainings, there's workshops, so it's an awesome place for anyone who's considering starting their own business.
So what a great collaboration between small business and get your business and getting all kinds of ideas. And I'm really looking forward to having this open its doors.
It's exciting.
It is.
Very
Yeah,
exciting.
it's awesome.
Well, thank
Wow.
you so much. Is there anything else that you want folks to know before we wrap up, or have we pretty much covered sort of what you think folks should really know about this coming market?
Well, maybe I could just touch on real quick just some of the key points of what we're wishing to accomplish
Sure,
with
that
the
would be
store.
great. Yeah, that would be great.
And the board of directors has kind of outlined this in what they call their end statements, which kind of says, what difference will the co-op make in the world? And just one of, and it'll kind of tie together some of what we've already talked about, but one is that it's an accessible, community-owned downtown food market. It's a marketplace that welcomes and connects community, is a healthy, sustainable food system. There's support for local farmers and producers, that there's education and training for the community, and that it develops a strong local economy.
Actually, speaking to the education piece, that's always my interest. I often think, maybe with this kind of a setting, there will be a lot of folks learning about what it means, locally, supported, and locally, finding your food locally. And will that sort of be a passive type of education in the sense of signage in the store, this came from here and there, or would there be something more like this is how you say make your own salsa? I don't know, something. Would there be any kind of sort of prep area where you would sort of show people how to use some of these locally produced foods? I don't know if any of the co-ops you've worked at before have had anything like that. I've seen that recently. I've had a lot of friends who have expressed an interest in eating in a more healthy, sustainable way, but aren't really sure how to get started. So I wonder if something, signage would be something that would help those folks eventually. But other ways to educate, I would assume there's probably some, local, maybe publications that might help with that for folks.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely plan to do a lot of what you described there. There'll be thorough signage throughout the store identifying every local product in there. And then also we'll do educational workshops. So one of the things that I used to do at Wild Oats Market Food Co-op managed out in Western Mass is a local food tour. Just bring people to the store, show them the products, and then we would have a second follow-up class where we would take recipes and develop dinners for people from some of those ingredients. We and as far as doing salsa making workshops during the harvest time. So so you're right there.
Yeah.
Yep, those are all some of the things we're hoping to do.
Because that really is important. The education part, we all want to make healthy choices, or most of us are in that direction. But sometimes you just need that extra step in the door to know that you're headed in the right direction. We've talked about, we've done kefir and kombucha and different things, but you don't know, how do I get started? How do I get started in beekeeping? How do I get started in? That's what we want to really encourage, and I think that the marketplace is really going to do that.
Well, if you are interested in being a guest on In My Backyard, or just have some comments that you'd like to pass on to us, please email us at inmybackyardch8@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. It's been really great, Michael and Jenna. I think we're
thank you
on
so
our
much.
way.
Thank you, guys.
This
It's
is great.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Okay, we'll see you again soon.